do it. Oh, it's impossible? No. Sorry. I mean, they're finding that out up at Antarctica and everywhere else, that all this stuff was already there. And now the cities and the underground cities, they're linking them all together underground and all that. Are you ready for the truth? Well, who's going to tell you it? Not the people living underground. Not the people that are going to move underground when they have to. Here's a scenario which I'll tell you. When the world's going to be destroyed by aliens, and the government says, okay, everybody has to go into their homes under the ground now. When you see Oprah missing for more than a week or two, I'd be worried. I would really be worried. Because I'm telling you, she probably has the best underground house in the United States. I mean, the underground pool, jacuzzi, and you name it, everything else along with it. So, why? Well, obviously we're going to be contaminated. We're already getting that. And basically, for aliens to live here, planet Earth has to be radioactive. Scientists aren't going to tell you that. You know, in milk, let's start with something simple. You know you can buy contained milk now in a container that doesn't have to be refrigerated, right? How in the world do you think it stays in that container? Well, by law, the government said they only have to say that it's radioactive if it's over a certain decimal of exposed radiation to it. Obviously, it's under that, so they don't have to tell you. I had a friend, medicine woman, that traveled the United States to the milk companies and found that out. Milk doesn't last, and if it does, it's already been exposed to something. If it's in a container for 6 months, guess what? And that's just milk. And now another medicine woman sent me a video of, oh man, I could go on about this, but I don't want to knock your socks off and then you won't want to live. What they're doing to the air. What kind of mechanism, like microbiotic mechanism, combination of both, meaning a cell versus a computer chip combined together. I mean, they were using veortex. I mean, I can't think of the word. It was a ridiculous word because it's another man-made word for something they created. Monobiotics, I don't know. But they're super small. They go into the air of chemtrails, and people breathe them in. And then they latch onto your brain, they latch onto different parts of your body and start working. We're in trouble. I mentioned Al Bielek, his prophecy, or his truth. He was one of the few people really that went through time on this planet. And he said when he went to the future, 2039, Sargel talks about the War of 34, he sees a population of 25% of the people that are here now. Cities floating in the air, all manned by robots. So think about it. Think about why we're working on creating more and more robots to do more and more things. What are people going to be needed for if a robot can do everything a man can do? Because a robot can work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, day and night. And guess what? They don't got to get paid. Imagine you had 100 robots working to do what 100 men do. How much money could you save in a year? A lot. So the reality behind all of this is crazy. And people don't pay money to hear it. I mean, I'm not charging you money to hear it either. And I couldn't. And you wouldn't want to pay for it. I'm not going to pay to hear that stuff. You don't want to pay for things that aren't going to make you jump up and down and smile. I started talking about Denver Airport and what was going on there and stuff. I wish I had that picture. It'd probably be worth a lot of money. Nobody has it. I wish I could go inside my mind and take a picture of what I saw and then print it out as a picture. I know the government could do that. And if you don't think they can, you better wake up. They could watch your dream in a machine as well. I mean, all those movies are just like offshoots of the truth. And the only reason why you have to understand why you don't know about it, government doesn't release anything until 25 to 50 years later. Just as Billy Meyer's UFO came out in 1950, you think they're driving those same cloned, not cloned, little metal ships anymore, what you saw way back then? Of course not. We went from a small plane to a big plane to a jet to a rocket and all those kind of things. So imagine a race that's already thousands of years more advanced than we are. You don't think they changed their ships a little? So, but here's my truth. Billy Myers worked with the Pleiadians, he called them, right? And they use the word Pleiades, that's where they came from. Nobody knows where anybody comes from. They only know what people say, what an alien would say to them. How true or not it is. But these beings that come here, and they're called Pleiadians. They look human, a little more hairy. They're not monkeys. More intelligent. But they're us from the future. If men didn't shave, they'd look pretty bad. So, think about that. And how the world's changing. And what it's going to change into. Really. Not on Trump's words, not on Bush's words, not on... I go back to Kennedy. He was one of the people that wanted to bring the truth out. And you see what happens when you try to bring the truth out. Well, if I disappeared tomorrow, you know why? Because I got sick and died. No. There's a lot of reasons. It would either be I got sick and died or the government took me out. I mean, there's only two choices. When Fred Bell was on Coast to Coast and Jesse Ventura goes, "Aren't you afraid the government could kill you?" He goes, "No, I work for the government. I work for the government." And then Jesse goes, "Well, what about me?" He goes, "Well, you're a high figure. They can't take you out now." So 2 days later, Fred Bell's dead in a hotel room. So, you know, and I have a bunch of friends, not a bunch, I have many friends that have been terminated or disappeared. Hold on 1 second, my dog's going crazy. Well, my time's running out. I'm sorry Mr. Sargel couldn't stay with us longer. But at least we'll work it out and hopefully everything will be good for the show on Sunday. Promise you it will be exciting or interesting. You'll get more information from the two of us during that show than listening to these other people talking about their experiences in their bedroom. And seeing ships, I saw over 1,000 ships, at least, maybe 2,000 ships. I was close to many. So, I was close to an alien. Sargel was, as well. But what happened and what he got out of it, he communicated with them. And it's not about, oh, everything's okay, we're going to come save you. You ever try to work with a human? In any a spiritual way? Or a psychic way? Try to control somebody's thinking. I mean, the HARP system can. Why can't you? See, technology is going beyond where we should be as humans. And it's all because of alien race. Anybody out there that knows a race that work with Tesla, please let me know. I've been trying to figure that out for a long time. I don't think I'm going to. I don't think anybody will release that, not even if Tesla came back today. I mean, it's like the native people saying they work with the star beings. Who are the star beings? Another useless race. Why? Because they didn't help them. If you can't get help from a race, they're useless. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze on that one. But we each take our path, decide how much we're going to put into it, what we're going to achieve, what we want out of life. And the other part is, what do you want out of death? Anything? Just want to die and disappear from reality? Gizzy. Good boy. So we each have 125 years, and we're lucky if we make it to 80. So, I mean, if you do, it's your choice or your hard work or whatever you want to call it. I call it sad punishment, but we each look at life in our own way. If you look at it as a crystal and say, I live in a crystal, that's fine. I live in a box, I live in a box. I live in a beautiful Garden of Eden. Well, you're dreaming. You can't pretend things that are real are better than what they are. You can't say the water on the planet's crystal clear, 100% safe to drink everywhere. You can't say the air is safe to breathe everywhere. You can't say the soil is healthy to touch and grow things in. All the things that are really important are not when you put them in dream world. If they really were, it's a different story. But we're not in dreamland. So we're going to get into, I want to go back into Denver Airport. I want to go into the one of few vortexes where we did all our work. This will be on Sunday. This will be all those people telling stories about imaginary vortexes which don't exist, what they feel is a vortex, what they think is a vortex. What saw an alien come out of this vortex? Ghosts come out of anywhere, as well as spirits do, demons and all that. So, how do you classify the difference between an alien walking out of a rock or a ghost walking out of a rock? Well, think about that. And if you have questions, email them to me, hawksblood1AOL.com. The show, I promise to be really important on Sunday. I'll make sure the timing's right. And if it's wrong, we'll change it right away. We'll do whatever we got to do to make it work. But I want it to be something that's going to open your eyes to truth, to think about truth, to find the truth, which is all I do. I mean, I don't want to look for anything else other than that. So with that, I'm glad you tuned in. Thanks for being here, everybody. Again, I wish I could have done a lot more in the show, but I was just hoping it would call in sooner. But that'll happen next time. So remember, his site is Stranger Universe. All right, Sargel18. Pull up his videos, check him out, understand who he is, and you might have more questions to ask. Sure, people will doubt and say you're not real, you're this and that. Usually, stop it. But think about it, work on it, and until next time, enjoy your life the best you can.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.